Good evening. It is March 25th. Tonight we are going to be reading Deuteronomy 4 1 through 49, Luke 6:39 through 7:10, Psalm 68 1 through 18, and Proverbs 11:28. So, those of you that are new, we like to say the Lord's Prayer before we get started. And if you don't know it, I'll let you learn it with me. Those of you that do know it, here we go. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory forever and ever. Amen. I didn't forget it. It's just been a long day. Lots of driving today. So, Deuteronomy 4 1 through 49. Now listen, Israel, listen carefully to the rules and regulations that I'm teaching you to follow, so that you may live and enter and take possession of the land that God, your God of your fathers, is giving to you. Don't add a word to what I command you, and don't remove a word from it. Keep the commands of God, your God, that I am commanding you. You saw with your own eyes what God did for Baal Peor, how God destroyed from among you every man who joined in the Baal Peor orgies. But you, the ones who held tight to God, your God, are alive and well, every one of you today. Pay attention. I'm teaching you the rules and regulations that God commanded me, so that you may live by them in the land you are entering to take up ownership. Keep them, practice them. You'll be wise and understanding. When people hear and see what's going on, they'll say, "What a great nation! So wise, so understanding. We've never seen anything like it." Yes, what other great nation has gods that are in, intimate, with them the way God, our God, is with us, always ready to listen to us? And what other great nation has rules and regulations as God and fair is this revelation that I'm setting before you today? Just make sure you stay alert. Keep close watch over yourselves. Don't forget anything of what you've seen. Don't let your heart wander off. Stay vigilant as long as you live. Teach what you've seen and heard to your children and grandchildren. That day when you stood before God, your God, at Horeb, God said to me, "Assemble the people in my presence to listen to my words, so that they will learn to fear me in holy fear for as long as they live on the land. And then they will teach these same words to their children. You stood in the shadow of the mountain. The mountain was ablaze with fire, blazing high into the very heart of heaven. You stood in deep darkness and thick clouds. God spoke to you out of the fire. You heard the sound of my words, but saw nothing, no form, only a voice. He announced his covenant, that the 10 words, by which he commanded you to live. Then he wrote them down on 2 slabs of stone. And God commanded me at this time to teach you the rules and regulations that you are to live by in the land which you are crossing over to the Jordan to possess. You saw no form on the day God spoke to you at Horeb from out of the fire. Remember that. Carefully guard yourselves so that you don't turn corrupt and make a form, carving a figure that looks male or female, or looks like a prowling animal, or a flying bird, or a slithering snake, or a fish in a stream. And also carefully guard yourselves so that you don't look up into the skies and see the sun and moon and stars, all the constellations of the skies, and be seduced into worshiping and serving them. God set them out for everybody's benefit everywhere. But you, God took you right out of the iron furnace, out of Egypt, to become the people of his inheritance. And that's what you are this very day. But God was angry with me because of you, and that this God was angry with me because of you and the things you said. He swore that I'd never cross the Jordan, never get to enter the good land that God, your God, is giving you as an inheritance. This means that I am going to die here. I'm not crossing the Jordan, but you will cross, you'll possess the good land. So stay alert. Don't for a minute forget the covenant which God, your God, made with you. And don't take up with any carved images, no forms of any kind. God, your God, issued clear commands on that. God, your God, is not to be trifled with. He's a consuming fire, a jealous God. When the time comes that you have children and grandchildren, put on years and start taking things for granted. If you then become corrupt and make carved images, no matter what their form, by doing what is sheer evil in God's eyes and provoking his anger, I can tell you right now, with heaven and earth as witnesses, that I will be all over you. You'll be kicked off the land, and you're about to cross the Jordan to possess. Believe me, you'll have a very short stay there. You'll be ruined, completely ruined. God will scatter you far and wide. A few of you will survive here and there in the nations where God will drive you. Then you can worship your homemade gods to your heart's content, your wonderful gods of wood and stone that can't see or hear or smell. But even there, if you seek God, your God, you'll be able to find him. If you're serious, looking for him with your whole heart and soul, when troubles come and all these awful things happen to you, in future days you will come back to God, your God, and listen obediently to what he says. God, your God, is above all compassion. Compassionate God is above all a compassionate God. In the end, he will not abandon you. He will bring you to ruin. He won't forget the covenant with your ancestors which he swore to them. Ask questions. Find out what has been going on all these years before you were born, from the day God created man and woman on the earth, and from the horizon in the east to the horizon in the west, as far back as you can imagine, and as far away as you can imagine. He has a great, he has a great, that doesn't sound right. Has a great a thing as this ever happened? Who talks like that? Has anyone ever heard of such a thing? Has a people ever heard, as you did, a God speaking out in the middle of the fire and lived to tell the story? Or has a God ever tried to select for himself a nation from nothing? It's been a long week. It feels like a Monday. Sorry, guys. Or has a God ever tried to select for himself a nation from within a nation using trials, miracles, and war, putting his strong hand in, reaching his long arm out, a awesome, a spectacle awesome and staggering, the way God, your God, did it for you in Egypt while you stood right there and watched. You were shown all this so that you would know that God is, well, God. He's the only God there is. He's it. He made it possible for you to hear his voice out of the heaven to discipline you. Down on earth, he showed you the big fire, and again, your heart, you heard his words, this time out of the fire. He loved your ancestors and chose to work with their children. He personally and powerfully brought you out of Egypt in order to displace bigger and stronger and older nations with you, bringing you out of the turning bring you out and turning their land over to you as an inheritance. And now it's happening this very day. Now know this well, then take it to heart right now. God is in heaven above. God is on earth below. He's the only God there is. Obediently lives by his rules and commands, which I'm giving you today, so that you'll live well and your children after you. Oh, you'll live a long time in the land that God, your God, is giving you. That's a lot. Then Moses set aside 3 towns in the country of the east side of the Jordan to which someone who had unintentionally killed a person could flee and find refuge. If the murder was unintentional and there was no history of bad blood, the murderer could flee to one of these cities and save his life. Bezer in the wilderness on the tableland for the Rebionites, Ramoth in Gilead for the Gadites, Golan in Bashan for the Manassites. This is the revelation that Moses presented to the people of Israel. These are the testimonies, the rules and regulations. Moses spoke to the people of Israel after their exodus from Egypt and arrival on the east side of the Jordan in the valley near Beth Peor. It was the country of Shihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled from Heshbon. Moses and the people of Israel fought and beat him after they left Egypt and took his land. They also took the land of Og, king of Bashan. The 2 Amorite kings held the country on the east of the Jordan from Aror on the bank of the brook Arnon, as far north as Mount Sion. This is Mount Hermon, all the Abra plain east of the Jordan, and as far south as the Sea of Arbath, the Dead Sea, beneath the slopes of Mount Pisgah. I'm ready to get out of Deuteronomy already. Deuteronomy 4 1 through 49, Moses is laying it down before Israel steps into the promise. The core message is obey God and don't add or subtract from his word. Trust me, I'm not trying to take anything away from his word. I am not. Obedience equals life blessing and influence among nations. Forgetting God equals destruction. Idolatry is the fastest way to lose everything. God is merciful even when people drift. If they return, he receives. The leadership takeaway says clarity plus obedience beats creativity when it comes to God's instruction. Idolatry is the fastest way to lose everything. Think about that. It doesn't necessarily mean putting a gold billy goat somewhere or a gold bull. Idolatry could be anything. Idolatry could be the internet. Idolatry could be Facebook, Instagram. That could be idolatry. It's something you worship more than God. It could be idolatry. Luke 6:39 through 7:10. He, Jesus, quoted a proverb: "Can a blind man guide a blind man? Wouldn't they both end up in the ditch? An apprentice doesn't lecture the master." The point is to be careful who you follow as a teacher. Wow, that's strong. It's easy to see a smudge on your neighbor's face and be oblivious to the ugly smear on your own. Do you have the nerve to say, "Let me wash your face for you," when your own face is distorted by contempt? It's this "I know better than you" mentality again, playing a holier than thou part instead of just living your own part. Wipe the ugly smear off your face, and you might be fit to offer a washcloth to your neighbor. You don't get wormy apples off a healthy tree, nor good apples off a diseased tree. The health of the apple tells the health of the tree. Pause, underline. The health of the apple tells the health of the tree. That goes for us physically too, if you think about it. Wow, that's crazy. You must begin with your own life giving lives. It's who you are, not what you say and do, that counts. Your true being brims over into true words and deeds. Why are you so polite with me, always saying "yes, sir," and "that's right, sir," but never doing a thing I tell you? These words I speak to you are not mere additions to your life, homeowner improvements to your standard of living. They are foundation words, words to build on a life on. If you work the words into your life, you are like a smart carpenter who dug deep and laid the foundation of his house on bedrock. When the river burst its banks and crashed against the house, nothing could shake it. It was built to last. But if you just use my words in Bible studies and don't work them into your life, you're like a dumb carpenter who built a house but skipped the foundation. When the swollen river came crashing in, it collapsed like a house of cards. It was a total loss. When he finished speaking to the people, he entered Capernaum. A Roman captain there had a servant who was on his deathbed. He prisoned, prisoned. He prized him highly and didn't want to lose him. When he heard Jesus was back, he sent leaders from the Jewish community asking him to come and heal his servant. They came to Jesus and urged him to do it, saying, "He deserves this. He loves our people. He even built our meeting place." Jesus went with them. When he was still quite far from the house, the captain sent friends to tell him, "Master, you don't have to go to all this trouble. I'm not that good of a person, you know. I'm I'd be an embarrassment for you to come to my house, even embarrassed to come to you in person. Just give me the order and my servant will get well. I'm a man under orders. I also give orders. I tell one soldier go and he goes. Another come and he comes. My slave do this and he does it." Taken back, Jesus addressed the accompanying crowd. "I've yet to come across the kind of simple trust anywhere in Israel. The very people who are supposed to know about God and how he works. When the messengers got back home, they found the servant up and well." Break down Luke 6:39 through 7:10 said Jesus shifts from teaching to demonstrating. The core message is your heart produces your life. Blind leading the blind. Both fall, bad leadership, multiple damage. Wow. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine tonight. My old supervisors, my old boss and her boss. Blind leading the blind. God love them. Bless their hearts. Fix yourself before correcting others. And it's a Fortune 500 company. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, and it's crazy how these people keep getting promoted. They're awful, not good humans. Fruit reveals your tree, your results expose your heart. Build on the rock obedience, not just hearing. Then, boom, faith in action. The centurion says, just say the word. Jesus is amazed. Authority plus humility plus belief. The leadership takeaway says real authority comes from alignment, not your purpose. Psalm 68, 1 through 18. Up with God, down with his enemies. Adversaries run for the hills, gone like a puff of smoke, like a blob of wax in the fire. You look at God and the wicked vanish. When the righteous see God in action, they'll laugh, they'll sing. They'll laugh and sing for joy. Sing hymns to God, all heaven sing out. Clear the way for the coming of Cloud Rider. Enjoy God. Cheer when you see him. Fathers of orphans, champion of widows, is God in his holy place. God makes homes for the homeless, leads prisoners to freedom, but leaves rebels to rot in hell. God, when he took God, when you took the lead with our people, when you marched out in the wild, earth shook, sky broke out in a sweat. God was on the march. Even Sinai trembled at the sight of God on the move. At the sight of Israel's God, you pour out rain in buckets of God. Thorn and cactus become an oasis for your people to camp in and enjoy. You set them up in business. They went from rags to riches. The Lord gave the word. Thousands called out the good news. Kings of the armies are on the run, while housewives save safe and sound back home. Divide up the plunder of the Canaanite silver and gold. On the day the Shaddai scattered the kings. Snow fell on Black Mountain. You huge mountains, Bashan mountains, mighty mountains, dragon mountains, all you mountains not chosen, sulk now and feel sorry for yourselves. For this is the mountain God has chosen to live on. He'll rule from the mountain forever. The chariots of God, twice 10,000, and 10,000 more besides. The Lord in the lead, riding down Sinai, straight to the holy place. You climbed up to the holy place, captives in tow, your arms full of plunder from rebels, and now you sit there in state, God, sovereign God. Psalms 68, 1 through 18, the breakdown says, this is a victory anthem. The core message says, God fights for his people and establishes his reign. God scatters enemies effortless. He defends the fatherless and provides for the needy. He leads his people from the bondage to victory. Ends with God ascending in triumph. The mindset takeaway says you're not fighting for victory, you're moving with a God who already wins. Proverbs 11:28. A life devoted to things is a dead life, a stump. A God-shaped life is a flourishing tree. Proverbs 11:28. Trust in riches equals fail. Trust in righteousness equals flourish. What you rely on determines whether you rise or collapse. Ouch. Okay, guys, it is late. I am going to bed. I love you. If no one told you today, I absolutely love you. And thank you for joining. Have a better than good evening. I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow. It will be March 26th. Apparently, I need some sleep. So get some rest, and we'll see you all tomorrow.